As a pioneer in research, the COVID-19 pandemic did not stop research at the University of Pittsburgh, but fueled our innovation and commitment to progress. We were one of the first institutions in the country to receive the virus directly from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in February 2020. And now, Pitt is home to more than 400 ongoing studies related to COVID-19 and the coronavirus. Take, for example, the University of Pittsburgh Center for Vaccine Research is a member of an international academic industry partnership that secured funding necessary to develop a vaccine for the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is responsible for the COVID-19 pandemic. They're using a measles vector, meaning a measles vaccine engineered to express SARS-CoV-2 proteins on its surface to generate immunity to the virus. University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine scientists created a potential vaccine that uses lab-made pieces of viral protein to build immunity, similar to the way current flu shots work. The PittCoVac, short for Pittsburgh Coronavirus Vaccine, is a patch that goes on like a Band-Aid, and then 400 tiny needles, which are made entirely of sugar and the protein pieces, simply dissolve into the skin. Scientists at the School of Medicine have also isolated the smallest biological molecule to date that specifically neutralizes the SARS-CoV-2 virus. This antibody component is 10 times smaller than a full-size antibody and has been used to construct a drug known as AB8 for potential use as a therapeutic and prophylactic against SARS-CoV-2. Its tiny size makes it possible to administer the drug by alternative routes, including inhalation. Yi Shi, assistant professor of cell biology, and his colleagues pivoted disease targets from cancer and Alzheimer's to COVID-19. They used their technology to identify drug-quality nanobodies that they could humanize and use to effectively neutralize SARS-CoV-2. They teamed up with an unlikely collaborator, a fluffy black-haired llama named Wally from a farm in Massachusetts. Working with Wally's caretakers for more than 2 years to ensure his health and safety, she and colleagues immunized the llama with a piece of the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein, enabling him to produce the mature nanobodies against the virus after 2 months. The National Institutes of Health selected Pitt to lead a trio of Phase 3 clinical trials involving COVID-19 patients. These trials explore the use of blood thinners in saving lives and improving care, particularly among COVID-19 patients who are at risk of developing life-threatening blood clots. Research led by Derek Angus found that an inexpensive treatment of steroids can substantially improve survival in critically ill COVID-19 patients. The findings, part of a multi-site global trial, encouraged the World Health Organization to update its treatment guidance for the disease. A team of Pitt researchers and other universities were awarded funds to study the role of convalescent plasma in mitigating symptoms of COVID-19 in patients who are at high risk for developing severe illness, such as those over 50 or with certain underlying conditions and preventing the progression of the disease. Convalescent plasma is derived from blood donated by persons who have already had and recovered from COVID-19. It contains antibodies that can bind to SARS-CoV-2 and neutralize it. Researchers from the School of Pharmacy found that in many parts of the country, Black people are less likely than white people to live near a facility that can administer COVID-19 vaccines. In the 69 countries studied, which are home to 26 million people, Black residents were significantly more likely than whites to live more than a mile from the closest vaccine facility. Nearly 3/4 of the countries with access disparities also had a high rate of new COVID-19 infections. This analysis provided information to the federal, state, and county governments about where greater support is needed. Last summer, hundreds of people in Western Pennsylvania had the opportunity to participate in clinical research trials for COVID-19 vaccines through Pitt and UPMC. The trials were part of the COVID-19 Prevention Network and Operation Warp Speed, the national initiative to accelerate development of a safe and effective vaccine to protect recipients from SARS-CoV-2. A team led by Division of Infectious Diseases Associate Professor Madhu Choudhary joined a national trial testing therapies to keep COVID-19 patients out of the hospital. Part of the NIH's Accelerating COVID-19 Therapeutic Interventions and Vaccines ACTIV initiative, the Active-2 outpatient monoclonal antibodies and other therapies trial aims to develop a treatment that can prevent people with COVID-19 from progressing to advanced disease that requires hospitalization. We're proud of our accomplishments and critical role during these challenging times as Pitt continues our legacy of being at the forefront of medical research. The work of Pitt scientists, researchers, and their teams offer us hope and inspiration to forge ahead.